Hi, everybody. Apologies for kind of being in sleep mode on YouTube lately. So for today, I just want to do some quick tips on montunos. So obviously, in the realm of this music, kind of an important subsect of it, so to speak, is quote unquote Latin jazz, and specifically on the piano, playing montuno-based grooves and things. Now, I will be the first to admit, full disclosure, that this is by no means my wheelhouse. Um, all the different subcategories of montunos in terms of like bass and harmonic movement, I am not an expert on, but here are just a few things to keep in mind if you want to represent that particular rhythmic and harmonic sonority, not specifically when you're playing in a group, but when you're playing by yourself. So the first thing is to kind of get this type of groove going. So if I kind of do this in terms of like a 2 to 5, biggest thing is to kind of get your left hand together. So if I say something like that amounts to and forward and forward and forward and forward and that type of thing, where essentially you're making use of, in the context of like a 2 to 5, making use of, the seventh factor resolves down, and that's kind of the harmonic movement that creates that rhythmic type of effect that juxtaposes against the bass. So like 1, 2, 3, 4. That type of thing. So that's the basic rhythmic basis for all of this. Now, what if it's not within the context of a 2 to 5? What if it's just over a major chord? There are a few things you can do here. So if I took like C major, for example, I could make use of, if I just play like a C triad in second inversion here, and I make use of the 5, the sharp 5, and the 6, I still keep my basic montuno with the left hand, but I end up doing this with the right hand. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's just making essentially use of inner voice leading to not only outline the harmony, but get the appropriate rhythmic sonority. Here's another one that you could use over major quality chords. So if I am in C major here, still keep the same montuno with the left hand. With the right hand, I can make use of the major 7 resolving down to 6. So that would look and sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. You get the idea. So after you get that basic groove going, either in terms of a 2 to 5 or just over a single major chord, then what you can try to do is try to do a slightly extended progression. So for example, if you tried to take the tune Perdido by Duke Ellington, but kind of play the harmony of that tune using montuno, you could end up doing something like this. So you could say, that type of thing, right? You could even, or excuse me, you could even add another layer of complexity in within the 2 to 5 by doing this type of thing. That kind of descending chromatic voice movement. So after you have the basic rhythmic and harmonic vocabulary down with this, and you sort of practice it over extended progressions, then the thing becomes, when you're actually playing a tune where if you're playing by yourself, you need to have the bass together, and have kind of this inner, the inner rhythmic hits, for lack of a better word, coupled with playing a melody. Now, this is something that's more individual to a particular tune. So, to represent this, I'm going to use the Barry Harris tune Nascimento that some of you might be familiar with. So, basically, depending on which individual tune you want to apply this groove to, it kind of takes a little bit of finagling, so to speak, to be able to outline the melody as you're able, with still keeping the bass, but still keeping some kind of rhythmic based entity to outline the harmony, but still keep the basis of the Montuno intact. So if I did that over Nascimento, so if I just played it plainly, if I played that but with Montuno, it would be like this: 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. That type of thing. So when you go to trying to play an actual tune with the melody, bass, and reflecting that Montuno rhythm, it's a lot more of a challenge to try to keep that steady, right? But as long as you keep the general rhythmic sonority of it, the same effect comes across. So anyway, I hope all of that makes sense, and I hope it's somewhat helpful. Those are kind of some quick techniques to practice to improve your hand independence in playing these particular types of Montuno. So I hope that helps, and I'll see you in the next one.